Hello and welcome back to another daily Top 10's Top 10 video. Today we're looking at some of the disgusting things discovered by airport security. Starting off with number 10, dirt. A traveler at Paco Airport in Washington thought he was onto something when he came up with an ingenious idea to smuggle a knife through customs. He dropped it into a bag of dirt and buried it deep. Genius. Except, to the ever-vigilant TSA, the bag of dirt raises more suspicions than a foreigner with an assault rifle, and they immediately dug through the bag to discover not just one knife, but two. Number 9. A sword. Airport laws have changed a lot in the past few years. It's not always easy to stay up to date with them. Are you allowed to bring a water bottle? Are you allowed to take a magazine? And what about a samurai sword? We expect that an American man was asking himself the same question in 2014 before deciding to take the chances and carry his sword on the plane anyway. After this incident, the TSA were actually forced to announce that, believe it or not, samurai swords are not allowed on airplanes. Talk about a nanny state. Next, they'll be telling us that we can't take our rocket launchers on board. Number 8. Birds. The game was up for one LAX smuggler in 2002 when a fellow passenger saw a bird fly out of his suitcase and then decided that the TSA would probably want to know about it. Upon opening his suitcase, a veritable zoo flew out, and when they questioned the man, they discovered that he had more bird stuff in his clothes, as well as a pair of pygmy monkeys in his pants. He was clearly going for some sort of record. Number 7. A tiger. In 2010, security at Bangkok airport stumbled upon a passenger with a real passion for stuffed toys. After opening his suitcase, they discovered that he had a sizable collection of tiger cubs, which to them could have indicated that those particular warm and fuzzy toys were stuffed with something that could make you just as warm and just as fuzzy. But it's a good thing that they didn't cut them open to find out, because one of those toys were actually a sedated tiger cub, giving this guy the unique honor of being an evil genius and a massive idiot, all at the same time.
A toy tiger had also been packed in the bag, apparently to confuse anyone looking through it. The woman was arrested before boarding her flight. The cub, thought to be about 3 months old, has gone to a wildlife conservation centre in Bangkok.
Number 6. Fish. In June of 2010, officials at Singapore airport heard some strange flipping noises coming from underneath the skirt of a female passenger. Rather than point to her groin and insist there was something fishy going on, which is almost certainly what we would have done, they asked her to lift up her skirt and expose an apron. Upon asking her to empty the apron's pocket, they got the surprise of their life when 51 tropical fish plopped out. Number 5. Geckos. The Germans are a strange bunch. They hide their weirdness from the world and do a fairly good job of hiding it. But every now and then, one of them breaks free and undoes all their hard work. Such was the case in 2010, when a German tried to smuggle several dozen of geckos in patches that he has sewn in his underpants. Apparently, these litters could have fetched him as much as $100,000, but considering he was flying all the way from New Zealand, we're not sure it was worth it. Number 4. Watch. Let's assume that you create a watch that is a modern work of art. This watch is made to look like a bomb, with connecting wires, fuses, and even a switch. Cool, right? Not if you decide to smuggle it through customs, at which point the shit hits the fan, and you're one Allahu Akbar away from getting a bullet between your eyes. This didn't faze advertising executive Geoff McGain though, and he was arrested and held on a $150,000 bond. Number 3. Snakes. If you have ever stood, bored, and fed up at an airport conveyor belt waiting for your luggage, then spare a thought for the passengers at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, whose boredom was temporarily relieved when a dozen of snakes and other reptiles went cruising by, with their luggage following close behind. The reptiles have been smuggled into a suitcase with the clasp snapping on the conveyor belt and the ungodly contents spilling out. That means that those snakes were actually on the plane. Just don't tell Samuel L. Jackson, he'll only make another movie about it. Number 2. a dead body. In 2010, a 66-year-old woman was found to be traveling with a little excess baggage in the form of her deceased 91-year-old husband, who she had sat in a wheelchair. The woman was accompanied by her daughter, and the pair had given the wrinkled corpse a pair of glasses, because if Weekend at Bernie's has taught us anything, it's that corpses really suit sunglasses. The two women insisted that they thought that he was alive and the sunglasses were due to an eye condition. This was despite the fact that the post-mortem concluded that he had been dead for at least 12 hours. We're not sure about you, but we think we'd notice if our spouse was inexplicably silent and immobile for half a day, and the faint whiff of death might also be a bit of a giveaway. In our defense, officer, he's always farting in his sleep. We just assumed he ate something that was, disagreeing with him.
You think he died in the terminal between
taxi and airport? I think he died on this way, yeah.
Why was he wearing sunglasses?
Because first he's blind, second his eye was a bit up here, and we wanted that other people doesn't look at him like this, you know.
And last but not least, number 1, a baby. What do you do if you're trying to get your baby son past customs and they tell you that he can't enter the country because he doesn't have a visa? If your answer is to shrug, turn around, and go home, then you're normal, and we respect that. If your answer is to bitch and moan, we respect that also, and we probably like you more. If your answer is to stuff your baby inside a carry-on bag and then send him through the checkpoint like a smuggled bag of cocaine, then you're crazy. But you're not alone. An Egyptian couple did just that in 2012 when trying to get their son into the UAE. Fortunately, the X-ray scanners picked them up and they were stopped. Unfortunately, their baby was not taken away from them and they were not sterilized on the spot.
According to airport officials, the woman had tried to leave for Port Moresby days earlier, but was stopped because her baby didn't have an immigration clearance certificate from the Papua New Guinea embassy. Fortunately, the airport's doctor said the baby boy was not affected by the radiation from his trip inside the X-ray machine.
And that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching. And remember, it's our duty to entertain and yours to subscribe.